He sat there tapping his fingers on the table, already annoyed before the morning had even begun, and the moment the waiter placed the coffee in front of him, he barely looked at it before deciding it wasn't good enough for someone like him. One sip, and he slammed the cup down, calling it terrible, stale, and disgusting, not because it truly was, but because he wanted someone to blame. Instead of noticing the waiter's effort, he accused him of being slow, of not respecting his time, of failing at the simplest task. The young waiter tried to explain, but the man cut him off sharply, treating him as if he were beneath him, as if kindness was a currency he refused to spend. And while the waiter stayed calm, holding on to his dignity, the man kept pushing, unaware that his arrogance was revealing far more about him than about the coffee. The businessman leaned back, trying to salvage the meeting, insisting it had all been a misunderstanding, but the damage was already done. The man he had mocked and dismissed didn't need to raise his voice, his decision carried more power than anger ever could. He calmly explained that the partnership was no longer possible, that someone who could so easily destroy another person's dignity could not be trusted with greater responsibilities. Then, with almost painful precision, he revealed an even harsher truth: his team had already begun buying the businessman's failing stock, leaving him with far less power than he imagined. And as the businessman struggled to process how quickly his world was collapsing, he was offered one final chance to rebuild, start from the bottom, learn humility, understand real work. Not as punishment, but as a chance to grow. Because sometimes, the only way up is to first face the ground beneath you. As they sat across from each other, the businessman struggled to understand how everything had changed so quickly. But the former waiter, now revealed as the true decision-maker, spoke with a calm that carried far more weight than any raised voice ever could. He explained that he had once worked the same job, serving tables, dealing with people who treated him like he didn't matter. And over time, he learned something powerful: a person's real character doesn't show when they're speaking to someone they need, it shows when they're speaking to someone they believe they don't. That's why he tested potential partners this way. Not to humiliate them, but to see their truth without the mask that status or opportunity puts on. And today, the businessman had shown exactly who he was. Because respect means nothing when it's only given upward. When the man finally settled back into his seat, proud of the chaos he had caused, he kept glancing at the entrance, waiting for the important person he was supposed to impress. He rehearsed his confident smile, straightened his suit, and pretended the mess he created was nothing more than a minor inconvenience. But the moment his guest arrived, everything shifted. The person he had been speaking to on the phone, the influential figure he hoped would seal his future, walked toward him calmly, only to stop right in front of the waiter who had just been fired. And in that quiet, unbelievable moment, the truth surfaced: the humble waiter he had insulted, degraded, and dismissed wasn't just some employee, he was the very man the customer had been desperately trying to impress. And the look in his eyes said the script had just been flipped. The manager rushed over the moment he sensed trouble, but even he wasn't prepared for the storm of complaints the customer unleashed. Before the waiter could explain anything, the man twisted the story into something far worse, describing the coffee as filth, and the waiter as someone unfit to serve anyone. The manager tried to calm the situation, offering to replace the tablecloth, the drink, anything to de-escalate, but the man wasn't interested in solutions. He wanted a spectacle. He wanted power. And when he demanded that the waiter be fired on the spot, the room fell silent. The waiter pleaded softly, explaining it was just a rough day, promising to do better, but the customer's threats grew sharper, louder, more humiliating. The manager looked torn, but fear outweighed fairness, and in a moment that felt both heavy and heartbreaking, he let the waiter go. And the silence that followed said everything the customer never could. He didn't stop at criticizing the coffee, he seemed almost energized by the chance to keep tearing someone down. As the waiter stood quietly beside him, he continued raising his voice, exaggerating every small detail, turning a tiny stain into a catastrophe as if the entire restaurant depended on his approval. He spoke about the waiter's carelessness, claiming he had ruined the most important meeting of his life, as though a simple mistake had the power to collapse his world. And with every word, he made sure the manager and the surrounding tables heard him, using embarrassment like a weapon. The waiter tried to apologize, but the man dismissed him instantly, demanding consequences as if punishing someone made him stronger. He wasn't looking for a solution, he was looking for control, the kind that comes from making someone feel small. And he didn't realize he was only exposing the smallness within himself.